All right, so this is a very common question that I get asked is when we talk about creating a world that's best for everyone, it's like, how are you going to possibly get to the whole world? And it's actually easier than you might initially think. And it's because of this concept of what we call the power of 10. Now, I didn't invent this, but I just have simple knowledge of math and I have some cool friends. And so um, I'm going to lay it out for you so you can see with common sense, this is how you actually implement real change in the world. I'm sharing this in the specific context of what we're doing in terms of TechnoTutor, changing the education system, then getting into politics, and then changing the money system so that everybody at least has their basic needs met. I'm not saying communism, I'm saying an advanced form of capitalism where everyone at least is covered for their basic needs. And then on top of that, if you want more, you got to work for more. But guess what? Everyone's going to be effectively educated. So now it's actually an equality of opportunity. I'll watch my other videos if you want more details on that. But this is, in simplest terms, how you can take one idea or one concept that you want to implement and affect the world. And this is exactly how you do it. So this is the power of 10. So I'm going to encourage you, write this out for yourself. It's one thing to watch this or listen to this. It's another thing to grab a piece of paper and a pen, not on your phone, but on a piece of paper with a pen and write this out for yourself so you can actually see it. And then it's something you keep in your environment. And then maybe 2 months later, you actually do something with it. So we'll start with this. All right. In this context, I'm going to explain for the example of sharing and getting someone to really understand the tool TechnoTutor. It's the best education software that has ever existed. And if you want more information on that, leave a comment, send me a message, right? But I'll just keep it simple as this is how we now get that to the entire world. So you're one person, but you have at least 10 friends around you who you can get this idea or concept or tool. So in this situation, it would be you can get them to use and understand the power of TechnoTutor in rebuilding their education, right? So that's one. Here, let me see where to put this. All right. So you have 1 times 10 equals 10, meaning one person shares this with 10 friends, you get 10 people. Now you have those 10 people and they share with 10 more people equals 100, right? So you get 10 people to use TechnoTutor really well, or 10 people to understand some concept really effectively. They can then share that with, each of them just shares it with 10 more people. It's nothing crazy. You don't have to go on stage. You don't have to have a rally for this. It's like you literally just look at your network of your friends who resonate with you. Well, now you have 100 people, right? 100 times 10 equals 1,000. All right, now you got your 1,000. You start to see where this is going to go, but we're going to actually go through each step so you can see for yourself what this looks like as you build a movement. Now you have 1,000 people. Now you got 1,000 people times 10, because they all got 10 friends, equals 10,000. Now you got 10,000 times 10 equals 100,000. We'll do 100,000 times 10 equals now you have 1,000,000. At this point, guess what? Even back up here, you got to realize you got to have a system. You can't just go based on your feelings of like, oh, hey, this is a really hype movement I'm part of. It's so great. Why is it great? Oh, I just feel great. Okay, that's called emotion. That's not a structure. That's just based in energy, and energy fades away. When you have a real structure of how something works, such as within TechnoTutor, it's structured in how you can share it with people, as well as how you use it. So it's a system in itself. It doesn't need you to do anything except just follow the system. So that's why something like TechnoTutor works so well for this. If you just have some movement of some idea, it's like at some point it's going to start getting messed up, and around, let's even say the 1,000 person mark, it gets all divided and then it turns into different things. So that's why you gotta have a system and a very clear message and something that everybody follows the same. Even though you'll get different outcomes when you use it, it's the same process that people go through. Okay, so now we're at 1,000,000, right? 1,000,000 times 10, right? So we go 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, times 10 equals 10,000,000. And yes, write out all the zeros so you can actually see the significance of this. Okay, 10,000,000 times 10 equals 100 million. Now, you got 100 million people. Times that by 10. 100, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, times 10 equals 1,000,000,000, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. And at this point, you now have 1/7, well, 1/6, 1/7 of the Earth. You get all them to tell their other 10 friends, and boom, you've now reached literally everyone on the planet. Now, in order to create the solutions that we're talking about of giving everyone an effective education, changing policy, getting into positions of power within the UN, with just like the World Economic Forum, different groups like that, that only requires maybe 10,000 people. So you can get into those positions where then you can influence the system, such as the laws and the policies that then affect that change on a systematic level. So I'm sharing this to show you, okay, so how many iterations does this take? Right, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So on the ninth iteration, you've now got to the whole world. So let's say it takes you, so this is the part to bring it all home. Let's say it takes 9 iterations. Let's say each iteration takes an entire year for you to find 10 people who understand what you're talking about. So 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 9 years. I don't know about you, but I'm planning on living for more than 9 years. That's not that much time. In the grand scheme of things, it's really not that much time. Let's even say it takes 2 years for you to find 10 people, and then that next round, right, of those 10 people to find 10 more, let's say then that's 4 years. Wow, then it's going to take us 18 years to actually implement real change in the world. Guess what? That's very realistic because it takes time to change. It takes time to build something real. But look at Jeff Bezos. Do you know how long he spent building Amazon and how many people called him crazy at the beginning? But he saw the vision and he wouldn't stop. That's literally this, okay? But what we're talking about specifically is providing the absolute best education in the entire world for every single child. No school needed, no brainwashing needed, none of the indoctrination necessary in the schools. You can just educate a child in 10 minutes a day. And guess what? They become even more effective than someone like Jeff Bezos or Bill Gates or Elon Musk because they can pick up any single book they want to read. They can listen to any YouTube video they want to listen to, and they'll have discernment and common sense because you've educated them properly. So now by the time those kids are at the position of being an adult, it's going to be obvious to them how to clean up the world, such as clean up the ocean from all the plastics, stop deforestation, look at sustainable ecosystems. How do we grow our own food? How do we build our own, whatever you want to build. Let's say you want to build your own shop so you can create things and do artwork and things like that. Cool. Every single child should have that ability, but that only happens when we get an effective education. So that's what we're here to do. What's your role in this, right? Are you going to be one of those people that's going to say, I can't do it and accept limitation? Because if that's you, cool, we don't need you. But for those of you that see this and you can see the common sense of what we're saying, join us. It only requires you and then 10 people around you to actually get on the same page. And then guess what? The rest will take care of itself if you have an effective system, which we do. So that's that. Share this with people. Share this with 10 people. Share with 100 because maybe only 10 of them will get it. All right. Until next time. See ya.